Now, my kings, first let's establish this fact. Before a person intentionally hurts you or intentionally tries to hurt you, it is because they know just how important they are to you. Because come to really think of it, it is because of the importance of that person in your life. It is because of where you've placed them, the type of relationship you share with them, or what you think you share with them, that you feel very hurt by their actions or inactions. If a stranger does the exact same thing to you, believe me, you wouldn't feel as hurt. It might actually touch you. You might feel bad about it, but you wave it away very quickly. But when it comes from someone who is important to you, maybe a relative, a close friend, a lover, it is definitely going to cut deeper. That is because that person is an important person in your life. So before a woman even thinks of hurting you intentionally or doing anything bad to you, it is because she knows she holds an important place in your life. And naturally, she would expect that when she hurts you, maybe probably just coming out of nowhere and telling you she's breaking up with you, her natural expectation is that you would beg or you would nag about it, you would get so angry, get revengeful, or, want to fight, or, she would want you to react in a triggered way. Did I say she would want you? She would expect you to be triggered and react that way because she knows just how important she is to you. But now here is the best approach to such a situation. The best thing you need to do when you find yourself here is to confuse her. Now, like I mentioned, she's naturally expecting you to whine about the situation, to probably beg her, to plead with her, to roll on the floor, or to become very, very vengeful and say things that you wouldn't have said or go out of character, actually. But then instead of that, you just go ahead and say something like, okay, thank you for letting me know my place in your life. Let's keep it going. And then you just confuse her and start moving in ways that she would have never expected you to move. Now, this is a woman whom you would literally share everything with. This is a woman whom you know that this is your last bus stop. It can even be your wife. But then all of a sudden, because of how important she has become to you, or she knows just how much you value and love her, she chooses to just, switch up on you all of a sudden, expecting you to do the natural things like begging and venting and all that. And you don't do that. You just simply accept it and move on. Now, first, that is going to drive her crazy because that is not something she would be expecting at all. Imagine a one whom you've built with coming to tell you she's moving on with someone else. She would naturally expect that at least you put up some fight or something. But you accepting it gives her a different dimension. It gives her something she would have never, ever imagined. And now, aside from the fact that you actually accept this, you don't accept it and go back and, feel very bad about it. You are going to be hurt because this is a woman whom you actually loved and you were willing to spend the rest of your life with. That is if you're not even already married. But now you have to come to terms with the fact that she no longer wants that with you. Or for some reason, she decided to treat you less than she should treat you. And the fact that you come to terms with this is not going to make it easier for you to deal with. It is still going to be difficult. But that is where you now shift your focus and continue to confuse her by moving in ways she would have never thought you would move. You go ahead and improve yourself. You go ahead and start doing things more for yourself. You just leave that place that she thought she had you and then move on to a greater level. And you don't even have to be doing this because of her. You would do it because of yourself. You would just decide that you're going to only get better from here on out. You are not going to let the fact that it didn't end well with the both of you, or she chose to hurt you in some way, ruin the rest of your life. You're not going to let it become something that makes you lose yourself. But instead, you're going to use that opportunity to improve upon yourself. Now, this is going to confuse this woman so much because believe me, like I mentioned, before she brought up that thing to you, she must have really thought that you will be begging her. And this is why you see most women coming back later to want to come and fix things. And most times it's not really because they want to fix things. It's just that they really want to be sure that they've really lost that grip that they had on you. Because it's this grip that they know they had on you that would make them think that when they, just all of a sudden throw such a bomb at you, that you will probably be crawling and begging. But now you are just fine. You might not be completely fine, but of course you're not going to show that to her. You would take your time to heal, but while you're at it, you are making sure you're improving and getting better by the day. Let's also bring this a little home, like a woman just gets up and then calls you useless, says you're not doing your best, and tells you she's seen another man who is taking care of her, and you're just here being useless. And this is a woman you've literally done everything you can for, regardless where you find yourself. Is this going to hurt? Yes. Is she going to expect you to beg? Yes. But are you going to do that? No. You are going to take that as your opportunity to level up. Like, this is just the best way. You are not trying to revenge. You're not trying to beg and simp around. You are just moving on and becoming better for yourself. Like, this is going to confuse the woman so much so that, like I mentioned, she will want to come back to find out if she still has that grip on you, or she lost that grip so fast, because she wouldn't believe that she lost that grip so fast. It just wouldn't make sense to her that you were able to move on so fast. But you might not really have even totally healed or totally moved on, but because of the fact that you were able to control yourself enough to not beg, to not vent, to not react in irrational ways, or be, rush about the whole situation, or rather to just move in silence. Like, you just accepted whatever it is she said, and then you moved. No calls, no texts. You didn't try to find out why she did what she did. You didn't try to get closure, because these are some things that she would be expecting. But you wouldn't try any of this. Like, you just move on in silence and start getting better on your own. Of course, you are hurt, but that is something that only you know. This is going to be so confusing to this woman, and this is going to be the best decision you make for yourself after you are hurt. Because if you don't do that and you end up, sulking about the whole situation, you are going to be confirming the fact that she still has the grip she believes she has on you, and you're also not going to see the need to improve and get better. And that is not going to be good for you in any way. That is why, again, my kings, like I said, it is better to confuse her. Again, remember, it doesn't even have to be for her. It just has to be for you. Just choose that you are way better than having to beg someone to be with you, than having to tolerate disrespect, than having to, crawl around or sulk just because someone left you. It is going to hurt. We are not going to deny that fact, but you're not going to let it stop you. You're not going to let it ruin you. Instead, you're going to stand on that to become even better. Believe me, it is not only men who are not really doing well or having issues that get hurt. I know that kings on here who actually has their things together still get hurt by women they would have never thought would hurt them because, you've built something beautiful with this woman. You trust her, love her, but this is something we cannot deny that most times when people start to know just how important they are to you, there are high chances they will misbehave. And I am not saying this is for every woman. There are still good women out there, 100%. They might not just be in the package you want, but they are there. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, it can get into people's head when they know how important they are to you. And that can lead them to make some very dumb decisions and hurt you in ways you would have never imagined. So in case this happens, you don't go sulking, you don't go, losing yourself over it. Instead, you move in silence and confuse her in such a way that she wonders if really she has lost grip on you, if really you've lost all the feelings you have for her. And when she comes running back to find out if you really let go and move on, you confirm that to her, that you have really completely let go and move on, even if you haven't. By just letting her know that you're fine, you're doing great, and you don't need her back. So my kings, this is something I just thought to bring to us today because I had this conversation with a king and he was so hurt. This king was hurt by a woman he would have never imagined would hurt him. And he was just so devastated. He just couldn't understand it. He really wanted to get closure because his even happened over text. She didn't even have the courtesy to meet him in person. She just dropped the bomb on him through text. So he was so confused and he wanted to find out what best to do because he really wanted to get closure. He really wanted to know where it went wrong. But after we spoke about it, and I gave him reasons why he shouldn't be trying to get closure because he knows very well he hasn't done anything wrong. And that was what really brought that to mind for me to talk about this today. Because most times kings don't get to talk about being hurt. Women can easily discuss, their journeys when they've been hurt or how they've been hurt. But kings are naturally taught to be more reserved, to just take it all in and be a man. So you can be going through the worst hurt of your life, like the worst heartbreak of your life, but you just can't talk about it. And you have to deal with it alone. And you might make irrational decisions that you would not be so proud of when you look back at them. So that is why I thought to bring this to you. Please do let me know if you found this video interesting and informative as well. Do also subscribe if you haven't done that already. Turn on the notification bell. Like this video. Drop a comment down below. Share this video with your family and friends. And see you in the next one. Bye.